Welcome to Mr. Cliff Huxtable's Toy Show. On today's show, we take a look at the Comicave Studio Ironman 3 Shades figure. I've always wondered why collectors spend time talking about how fantastic the box is. I'll tell you up front, I am not a box guy. Once you flip the box open, you can see that I removed the figure as well as the additional hands and effect pieces. So let's take a look at the figure. Here is the figure outside the package, and I have to admit I'm underwhelmed, and I'll get into that a little bit later. So the figure comes with 5 pair of hands if you include the ones that's already on them. So we have a hand with the effect piece, repulsor, another repulsor hand, slightly closed fist repulsor, and fisted hand, as well as three flame effect pieces. Now, I could have gotten the figure in better poses than this. However, this stand is not right for this figure. Okay. It just feels that the clip part of it is not strong enough to hold this die-cast figure. Everything else is sturdy. It's just the clip part. Now, what I actually like, and let me just show you the stand. So on the stand, it says Ironman Mark. What is that? Why did I even try to say it? So Mark 23 Shades figure. And it comes with this nice translucent pole, which I really like. Wish Hot Toys figures would come with more of the translucent poles. But what I don't like is that the clip is black. So why not just have a translucent clip as well? Let's look at the articulation. So the head barely goes back at all. Really no movement to really elevate the head. Forward, it looks forward quite a bit. The arm can be fully extended. The arm itself rotates, the entire arm, so no bicep swivel. The elbow can only go back that much, mainly because of this piece here restricting movement. It moves forward about this much, comes down. You have to kind of move this shoulder pad, and that's as far as I'm going to lift it. And that's kind of another issue with paying a lot of money for action figures. If this was a $20 figure, I'll take my chances, but it's not a $20 figure, so I'm going to stop right there. The wrist itself does rotate on this flimsy, surprised it didn't fall off, flimsy peg. The upper diaphragm really does not collapse at all backwards nor forward. Barely any movement. The legs are actually well articulated. You can lift this flap up and the leg comes fully out. It goes back only that much. Forward about that much, but it does have a neat trick to where you can actually pull the legs down and then you can kind of get full extension. Oops, almost forgot about that. The waist does swivel. The knee is double jointed, bends back about that much. The feet move backwards, forward, and you can actually pivot them. Not much, but you can. And that's about it as far as articulation. The figure also comes with a bendable pole. So all you do is basically take this out and plug this one in its place. So let's get to some of the issues that I have with the figure. The very first issue, if you look, you can see the hole right here on the hand. If you look closely on the effect piece, you can see the part here that should, there we go, the part here that actually plugs in to the effect piece on the hand. The issue is that it feels that at some point the hold in the hand is going to start to warp, which it will no longer hold this piece properly, or this piece is going to break off. So for me, I will not be taking the piece in and out. Either I'll leave it in permanently, which I may actually glue it in, because you're going to have problems. Issue number 2 is the wrist peg. When you put the hand onto the wrist, it just does not fit snugly. And it just so easily pops off. It should have been made longer, or it should have been some type of screw mechanism. Sort of like a nut and a screw. That would have been much better for this figure. And my third and most important issue is the size. So here's the Comicave Studio figure next to the Hasbro Marvel Legends and the Diamond Select Ironman figure. So my third and largest issue with the figure is the size. Just look at it compared to the Hasbro Legends and Diamond Select figure. It is way too small. I always thought that the Hasbro Legend Iron Man figure should be bigger. Looking at the Comicave Studios figure, I'm completely satisfied with the Hasbro Legends figure. I just don't buy that a man is actually inside of this. Like, this has to be a Sentry armor. And the size of it is just very disappointing for me. Now, what I actually like about the figure is the weight of it. You can really feel the die-cast metal here. I really like that the visor can actually be lifted up. And with that, you can have a good look at the face of the Shades figure. I also like that it's an amazing paint job. Fully camo detail throughout the figure. Matte finish. So very flat paint. And one of my other favorite features about this is really the light up feature. It's very simple. Batteries already come installed. A quick click. And the figure is illuminated. And this is with light shining on it. So let me move the light. As you can see, it lights up very well. And you can actually lift the visor. So this is one of my favorite features with the figure. Turn it off. Very simple click. So I was able to purchase this figure for about 90 bucks. And I'm going to say for a die-cast figure with the accessories that it comes with, the stand, the 2 poles for the stand, the 10 interchangeable hands, the flame effect pieces, I'm not upset at the purchase, but I have to admit that if I would have known before buying this that the figure was this size, I probably would have passed on it. So this figure may go onto my sell list. I'm not sure yet. So thank you for tuning in to Mr. Cliff Huxtable's Toy Show.